Okay, great. I think we are recording. Last time I tried to do this, it didn't record. So hopefully it works this time. Okay, so what I want to do is take you through really quick. I have about 20 minutes to go through kind of how to use Canva and what you can use it for. So I use it for pretty much everything. I design my ebooks, I design social media templates, I do logos in it. I have very few logos, but I do a lot of my social media. I do all of, any of my worksheets that I have with my courses, anything like that, I use Canva for it. Like here's some logos I'm kind of playing around with. And I do my presentations actually. So I'll have my full-blown presentations that I use for courses, I'll actually create in Canva as well. Now, I have, where is it? So I basically have Canva for work. So I pay, and I think it's like $12 a month. And what that does is it allows me to, and I'm not really sure. So when I go through this tutorial, it's going to be based on what I have in my Canva. So I do pay for the upgraded version. So I'm not entirely sure what the difference will be. I do know that this is a difference. So, and this is why I love Canva for work, because I can house all of my brand information. So I have all of my brand colors here. Okay. And I'll show you in a second how that saves me time. I also have my fonts that I use and my logo. And also I'll go out, I'm kind of a font nerd. So I'll go out and find fonts that I like, and you can actually upload them to Canva and use them. So here we go. And this is the other thing I think might be different in the upgraded version is, and I can't see that button here, but if I wanted to share, I have a feeling that might be, because I can share this with anyone. I have a feeling that might be an upgraded version, but I'm not entirely certain. But I do know that the brand piece is. So just to give you an idea, these are all the things that I create using Canva. So also my email headers for my email campaigns in MailChimp, my Facebook covers, like I said, ebooks. Let's see. So this is kind of an idea of all of the different stuff that I create in Canva. Now, what I will do, like here, like right here is a worksheet. Oh, resumes. I've done resumes for people as well. Let's see. Oh, business cards. I've done. Of course, it's going to clock. It's probably because I have a million tabs open. So I can create business cards in Canva. I've done that for actually some clients as well. So let's say you want to start, let's see, what do we want to build? Let's say we want to start with a social media post, right? So I click on social media post. And actually, let me take a little step back there for a second. So Canva will have all different templates. So if you're looking to create a social media post, a Facebook post, Instagram, so, different social media platforms have different guidelines for what size the images should be. So if you've ever tried to kind of create your own Facebook cover and you upload a photo, I mean, it's just going to look wonky, right? So, and that's because they have very specific guidelines for the images that they want. And then there's like a generic social media, email headers, business cards, and then you click on more, and you can see all of the different, so your LinkedIn, so I will post my blogs to LinkedIn. I'll create a post header for LinkedIn. Twitter posts, let's see. Yes, I'll do ebooks, blog titles. I will use, like I said, business cards, logos, gift certificates. You can do all of your social media headers. You can do, let's see. I haven't done any event really stuff. Oh, Facebook ads. So if I run Facebook ads, I will design them actually in Canva. So let's create just like a social media 800 by 800. So what will happen is it's going to pull up a blank page. And let's say, immediately I'm going to title it, and maybe I want to say, I'm going to call it Hello January. And over here to the left, you will see that Canva actually has some templates that you can use. So and you can kind of scroll through and see what they have, and if there's anything that you like. So, I might want to, let me find one that I kind of want to like. So, if you want to have quotes, let me find one that I kind of dig. Let me go back up here. So let's just go with, let me find one I like. I'm not really digging any of them. So, okay, maybe I'll do this one. Okay. And even though it says happy birthday, I might want to change it and make it a Hello January. So first thing, I might want to change the font here, right? Because I'm going to want to, first of all, say hello. And I don't want it to be all caps. So this is the all caps. So I might want to say hello January, right? Maybe I don't want this. So here I'm going to delete it. Delete. 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 Okay. And I'm going to stretch that out. Here I can center it. So I'm going to show you, move that down here, move this here. So you can just kind of, it's really like drag and drop. You can center it. So if I want to change, so when I pull this drop down, right? If I scroll all the way at the top here, and this is what saves me time, this has my brand fonts already, right? So that's part of that upgraded version. So I've got my kind of header font. But what I might want to use is a script, right? So I could use, not really digging that. So what I will use a lot for script that kind of goes with my brand image is here, right? And then maybe I want to change the color, right? So right here, if I click on the color of the font, so right here, primary, those are my brand colors. That's why it makes it's so simple for me. So maybe when I want to do it in my blue.
Dad, because you unplugged it. You want me to plug it in for you?
Okay. And let's see.
Yeah.
Brittany, you want to go on mute and then, there we go. And so now I can pull images, my own images. So what I do is I typically get my images from a few places. So there's free sites like Pexels, Pexels. I like them. I like Unsplash. For paid images, I tend to go to Stocksy.com and creativemarket.com. So those are two areas that I go to. So let's see, maybe I want to use this image, and it's just drag and drop. That's all. Now I don't really like how that looks. So I don't know, maybe I'll make it red. And actually, the other thing you can do, so, you know, sometimes you'll notice that your fonts, you can't really see them over images. There's a couple things you can do. You can take a shape, put it over it, right? You can now see this. This is going to adjust the transparency. So I'm going to make it a little more transparent. And actually, I'm going to turn it to white. Actually, I'm going to make it whiter than that. So you can adjust the colors. And I'm going to arrange it, make it go behind the fonts, right? So if I wanted to do that, I could do it that way. And then it makes the font pop a little bit more, right? And that would potentially be my post. The other thing I could do, let me delete that, is I could actually make this entire image here a little bit lighter if I wanted to, and kind of do it that way. And then maybe I want to do this in my blue and just make it kind of font. Now, the one thing too that I always do on my social media images is I add my website. So if you want to add text, as you can see over here to the left, right, you've got your different layouts, different elements that you can use, whether it's shapes, if I wanted to add a line, frames, illustrations, if I wanted to kind of add, I don't know, let's see, you know, if I wanted to add a clock, I don't do a lot of that. But text, if I want to add text, now this is already in my brand fonts. So, and you typically want to have, you know, probably no more than, say, 2 to 3 fonts. Every once in a while, I might use a different font, but for the most part, you want to have 2 to 3 fonts. So I'm going to put my website, and I typically put it here. You could put your website, you can put, say, you know, wherever you want to drive traffic, that's what you want to put there. Because if people share, because now if people see this posted, they might want to share it. And if they share, whoop, there goes my alarm. They might want to share it. And you want people to share your content to the point that they then will go to drive traffic to your website, where they say, what? Wait, who is Kelly Coviello? Well, I need to check that out. Because I've had that happen with images. I've seen that happen to other people where they don't put their website, and then their content gets shared. And guess what? Now nobody knows it was you. There's nobody driving traffic to your site. You know, maybe you want to drive it to, you know, your Twitter account. So instead you say at Kelly Coviello, right? Whatever you want to do. I tend to keep things very simple. I would say also for social media, you want to have, you know, and the thing is you can create different templates. So now when I'm going to download this. And now when I want to, if I want to make that kind of my, like a template, I can just go in there and make changes to it, right? Or I can make a copy. You can do file, make a copy, and then maybe I want to do this every month. And this will be my hello month, right? Post will be hello February. Maybe I would check, Colleen's probably going to kill me because her image is right there. And maybe I want to make Hello February this post, this picture, and that would be kind of my signature post for that month, right? So I have different templates that I use if I'm going to do a quote versus if I'm going to maybe share some content, or I try to stay somewhat consistent in the different types of posts that I do. The other thing is just a note for if you're going to do an Instagram post, try to keep Instagram really just images because it's a very visual platform. And so my Instagram will have kind of a combination of both, right? So you want to have as little text as possible on Instagram. I might have kind of some teaser text, especially if it's, if I'm sharing my blog post there, I will just have kind of my blog post, the title of my blog post. So that's how to do a social media image. I will show you super quick because I will have to pick up my son in a few minutes, how to create an ebook. So here we go. Right, so ebooks are great lead magnets. So if you want to create a lead magnet for your site, one pagers are good. So if you want to have kind of a checklist, and you could use, say, a letterhead format and create a checklist. If you want to create an ebook, here's an ebook. And here are different templates that you can use. So when I create an ebook, a lot of times what I will do, I don't really use too many of the templates, but I usually design my own. But let's say we wanted to use this one. I don't know why that's not pulling over. Here we go. And I might want to, let me change that background. I want to make it more brand specific to me, and maybe I will turn it into how to create an ebook in, if I wanted to create a quick ebook on how to create an ebook in Canva, that's basically how I would do it. And you can just highlight, and I would probably put my website. Center it. Now, if I wanted to add a new, and that's not great, that's not what most of my templates look like, but just for the sake, now I want to add a new page. So I could take a page from that particular layout, right? So I could add, contents, and then add my particular outline. I could change this image over here. Maybe make it books, right? Or I can use a completely different layout, right? So I don't have to use the same layout. Maybe I like the layout from these templates, and instead I want it to look like this. I'm going to replace it, and I want it to look like that. And maybe I want to change it to that image. So as you can play around with anything. You can make the image smaller, move this up. It's kind of that simple, right? And you'll get used to it. The more you play with it, right? I'll go back to layouts. I want to add another page. Maybe I just want it to be, let's see. Let me find a good, maybe I want to break up my ebook into, and have, images with the chapters. I can keep, I can change the font. to one of my fonts. And again, maybe change the image, right? I want to pull that down a little bit, right? So that's kind of, you know, how easy it is to create an ebook. I mean, it's time consuming. So I just did one that was 40 pages, right? Because I might want to, it depends, like each one has a different style. So for instance, you know, I just did this one. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing it. So I just did this one for a client, which everybody knows, Colleen. I think I have too many tabs open, so it's starting to act funky. Let's go back there, right? So this was done, and this is actually, there's 2 pages to it. Or not 2 pages, but I had to, because you can only, one thing to keep in mind. So, you know, we did a planner, right? So there's worksheets, you know, 3-month check-ins, 6-month check-ins, and there is a maximum page limit. Okay. It's 30. So if you go over 30 pages, you have to copy it over and create a new book or planner, whatever you want to call it, and then merge the 2, which is very simple, right? And it even shows you how to do that, right? So merge it into a PDF. Now, so some of the other ones that I've done, I actually have 2 templates that I created. I have so much stuff, so let me find it. So for instance, this is an exercise that I give to clients, and I create them. It's very simple for me to go in and just update it, right? If I want to change kind of the look, maybe I don't want that to be an image. Maybe I want it to be a color, right? Actually, that's transparent, so I can do that, right? Maybe I want to change the color of this down here. So it's very simple to do. And let's see, I have some ebooks that I've actually created. It's been a while since I've looked at them, but oh, here we go. So here is one, if you didn't want to start from scratch, right? And you didn't, because a lot of times the Canva layouts only have a couple of options. Here's one that I created. And you can adjust here kind of how big it is, although that's not working right now. And of course now it's okay because it's still clocking. There we go. Now I made it too big. Make it a little smaller. Right? So here's a, you know, so I've got, you would just put in your name, what your kind of outline is, or your table of contents, your bio. You could put a, you know, a quote there. I always like to break up my ebooks with quotes in between. And then you just have your different chapters, right? And you can put in your own image. You can keep the image that's in there. And this is probably about, yeah, this is like 19 pages. So, and you could add your own, right? Whatever you want it to look like. So that's kind of the quick down and dirty. I'll do another training this afternoon if we want to kind of dive a little bit deeper. But I wanted to kind of give you a quick overview of how easy Canva is. Brittany, do you have any questions since you're on the call?
No, that was awesome. I have an ebook up on my website and it's so not pretty and it's been bothering me. And
Okay.
I had no idea that you could do that all in Canva. I thought you could just do the cover in Canva.
No, you can do the entire thing.
So now I'm going to pull it from my website, make it pretty, and I'm super excited.
Oh, perfect. Because, like for instance, this was what used to be on my website, right? It was my ebook. And I go in, and change it, right? So this used to look a little bit different, and I can change it by season, right? Because like at one point I had this and it was kind of geared toward, now it was pretty much the same content, right? Because I really believe you should repurpose your content.
Right.
Don't go out and create new content. And basically it kind of stayed the same, and I just made a few changes. It was more from the header standpoint and of what the text was and what the call to action was, because this is when I was launching my business breakthrough.
Right.
So you can just kind of make changes to what you already have.
So perfect. I'm really about that because I have something going on that's more of a summer thing.
Right.
It's to a winter thing. So
yeah, you can just change out the images.
Like banging my head against the wall, creating new content.
Right. No, I mean, and like I said, I've got these two, like this is a template too. It's a little more, it's not really geared toward health coach, but it's, if your, target market is, so this is more toward business coaches.
Right.
But you could change it to make that look more geared toward your, client. Now that one only has 9 pages to it, but you would just copy, like for instance, what I do is, okay, I want to have this similar page here, this right here. I copy it. And then this will move it down where I want it.
Ah, beautiful.
Right? So super simple.
That's
okay.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Awesome. I got a lot out of that. Thank you.
Oh, good. I have to run now because I have to go pick up my son. He's going to be looking at me funny because I'm late. But I'll if you can think of anything else that you want to learn about, I'll jump on and do more of these.
Awesome. Yes, I loved it. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye.